Harihi Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Shri Soundarya Lahari, explanation of verse 34. Shariram tvam shambhoho shashi mihira vaksho ruhayugam tavatmanam manye bhagavati navatmana managam atashesha sheshiti ayamubhaya sadharanataya स्थितः संबंधो वाम समरस परानंद परयोहो. Verse 31 describes Devi's Tantra Shri Vidyai. Pashupati desisted, having deceived all the world with the 64 spiritual disciplines which are capable of generating one particular result restricted to each individually. But importuned by you, he caused this your spiritual discipline, which independently brings together as one all the principal objects of human life, to descend to the surface of the earth. Verse 32 describes Devi's Panchadashi mantra. Shiva, Shakti, Kama and Kshiti, earth, the Bhijakshara mantra for these, followed by the sun, the moon, Manmatha, Hamsa and Indra, after which Para, Manmatha and Hari, these syllables all constitute, O Mother, along with the three Hrimkaras joined to the ends of these syllables. They become part of your name, your mantra, which is the 15-syllable mantra, the Panchadashi. Verse 33 describes the Saubhagya Panchadashi mantra. Having placed the three Smara, Yoni, Lakshmi in the beginning of your mantra, Nitya, O the Eternal One, few sacred people of endless great sacrifice worship you with circles of Japamala rosary, with the Chintamani gems tied by the thread, and by pouring oblations into the fire of Shiva with hundreds of oblations of fragrant streams of clarified butter. Verse 34 once again describes the Shiva Shakti Aikyam, the union of Shiva and Parvati, and how both of them are one and the same. Let us look at the Padacheda and then detailed explanation. Shariram tvam shambhoho shashi mihira vakshoruha yugam tava atmanam manye Bhagavati nava atmanam anagham atah sheshah sheshi iti ayam ubhaya sadharanataya sthitah sambandhah vam samarasa parananda parayoho. In the first line, Shariram tvam shambhoho shashi mihira vakshoruha yugam. In the earlier verses, we have seen how Shakti is the crucial part of Shiva. Shiva is not able to perform anything. He is just a body without Shakti. In this verse, Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padal starts with the explanation, Shariram tvam shambhoho. You are indeed the body of Shambhu. Shashi Mihira, the body with Shashi, moon, Mihira, sun, Vakshoruha Yugam. She is endowed with sun and moon as her bosoms. While the earlier verses explained that Shakti is the power inside the body, this verse says Shakti indeed is the body of Shiva himself. The sun and the moon are said to be the two bosoms. Why so? Sun is the crucial energy giver for the entire universe. We all know that plants manufacture food only in the presence of sunlight. Indeed, this has been described in our ancient Shastras and Vedas. Similarly, moon is associated with the mental state of a human being. The state of the moon, for example, the full moon and the new moon are connected with how stable a mind is. A person who does not have a stable mind is said to be a lunatic. Indeed, lunar is the word that describes moon in English. Sun for the physical aspect of the being and moon for the mental aspect of the being. Shariram tvam shambhoho shashi mihira vakshoruha yugam. You are indeed the body of Shambhu. You have sun and moon as your bosoms. Tava atmanam manye bhagavati nava atmanam anagham. Tava atmanam manye. I consider your body, tava atmanam, bhagavati. In this verse, Shankara Bhagavad Padar uses Bhagavati as Ambigai's Nama. O Bhagavati, the consort of Bhagavan, O the glorious one, Nava Atmanam, the one who has 9 vyuhas, 9 parts, namely Kala, Kula, Nama, Jnana, Chitta, Nada, Bindu, Kala and Jiva. This indicates the Mahakala Bhaira Swarupam of Parameshwara. And correspondingly, Ambika is said to be the Mahakala Bhairavi. Anagham, and being Bhagavati, who has the 6 bhagas like Aishwaryam, Moksham, etc. She is the one who is sinless. She is pure. She does not have anything that is negative in her. Bhagavati is the body of Shambhu and she has the moon and sun as her bosoms. Shankara Bhagavad Padal says, O Bhagavati, you are indeed the Atma for the Nava Atmanam, the one having 9 parts indicating Mahakala Bhairavar, and you are sinless. Ataha Sheshaha Sheshi iti ayam ubhaya sadharanataya. Ataha, therefore, Sheshaha Sheshi. Sheshaha is something that remains and Seshi is the principal source. We can consider this as master and slave. Sheshaha Sheshi. If Ambigai is the master, Shiva becomes the slave. If Shiva is the master, Ambigai becomes the slave. Iti ayam ubhaya sadharanataya. This kind of nature is very common to you both. It is as though you both are on 2 sides of the balance. You both are one and the same. Mathematically, if A is equal to B, B is equal to A and B are one and the same. Therefore, if we consider Sheshaha, Sheshi, if one is Sheshaha, the accessory, the other becomes Sheshi. This nature is common to you both. Sthitaha sambandhaha vam samarasa parananda parayoho. Sthitaha, there exists sambandhaha, a relationship, vam, between you two. Samarasa, which is equipoised. Parananda, the bliss or Shiva, and Parayoho, the consciousness or Shakti. O Bhagavati, you are the body of Shambhu endowed with sun, moon for the bosoms. Shakti is accessory to Shiva, the principle at the time of dissolution. I consider you, the sinless one, to be the Atma of Shiva with 9 parts and you are his body too. Here, Shiva is the accessory to Shakti, the principle at the time of creation. Therefore, this relationship of nature, which is accessory principle, Sheshaha Sheshi, exists being common to you both, who are Parananda and Para, equipoised. Hey Bhagavati, you are resting on Bhagavan Shambhu's chest as though Suryan and Chandran are heavily stooping on your own chest. Janani, you are the manifestation of Surya and Chandra as your bosoms. In other words, you are of the body profile of Maheshwara, with Surya and Chandra as the celestial bodies of your bosoms. Thus, your mutual relationship with Ishvara is linked to your body accessories of his essentiality. Basically, your transcendental consciousness is equipoised by his transcendental bliss. Thus, the relationship is linked to Paramatma, the unknown and unrealizable truth, versus the make-believe Mahamaya, or still the Sthanu plus the Adi Shakti. Kanchi Mahaswami describes Amba's cosmic form in two successive stanzas. This shloka 34 and the next one 35. In 34, Acharya says, Hey Ambike, you are Parameshwara's body. Shambho Shariram Tvam. In an earlier context, he had said that she had stolen his entire body and not just half of it as Ardhanarishwari. But here, the body is not red in color or female. It does not have the forehead eye and the crescent moon. Ambigai here is Ishvara's body, which embraces millions and millions of Brahmananda's Virat Swarupa, a form which embraces all the worlds and fills all the space. For Paramatma, the universe constitutes his body, and it is the Parabrahman that is the life in it, the Atma in it, and it is again the Parabrahman that imparts not only life to Prapancha but also knowledge and forms the basis for all its functions. The first stanza of Soundarya Lahari, as we recall, Shiva without Shakti is Shiva as Thanu, inert, insentient, and Ambigai is the activizer of the body. Shiva without Shakti is Shava. Mother, you are the body of Shambhu. Thus, to glorify Ambigai, she is the life-providing and energizing force of Nirguna Brahman, the functionless and quiescent. She is the Jnana Shakti, the cause of self-awareness of Sthanu Brahman. When Saguna Brahman is activated by Kameshwari, Ishvara himself becomes functional and conducts the world. Thus, the world or the cosmos becomes his body, and the life, along with its power of action, becomes Ishvara. Shariram Tvam Shambhoho Shashi Mihira Vakshoruha Yugam. You are the body of Shambhu with sun and moon as your bosoms. Tava Atmanam Manye Bhagavati Nava Atmanam Anagham. O Ambike, Bhagavati, you are sinless, you are pure, and you are the Atma, I believe, for the one having 9 parts, indicating Mahakala Bhairavar. Ataha Sheshaha Sheshi iti ayam ubhaya sadharanataya. Therefore, the accessory principle of the nature of this is common to you both. Sthitaha Sambandha Vam Samarasa Parananda Parayoho. There exists a relationship between you two which is equipoised, Parananda, the transcendent bliss or Shiva, and the Para, consciousness or Shakti. In Lalita Sahasranamam, there are various namas that indicate the unique relationship between the namas of both Shiva and Shakti. For example, Shiva and Shiva, Shambhu and Shambhavi, Sarveshwara and Sarveshwari, Mridapriya, Bhairavi, Shivadoti, Shivaradhya, Shivankari, Shivapriya, Sada Shiva, Shivakameshwarangastha, Kaulini. Essentially, this verse reinforces the fact that Shiva and Shakti are not different from each other. They are one and the same. We just perceive them differently for our internal understanding. This shloka can be chanted for the development of mutual liking in a couple. It can also be chanted to eradicate all sorts of fears in this life. Thus concludes the explanation of verse 34 of Sri Soundarya Lahari. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Harihi Om Tatsat. Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara. Hara Hara Shankara.